Hello all, welcome back to my devlog where I make a game engine and try to make a game in it. September and October were the beginning of adding art to the game and make it look pretty. You know what that means, right? If you said it's time to rewrite the graphics system, you would be correct. But before I get to that, let's talk about what's on the screen. This is the current iteration of the front-end menus. They look much better than the debug menus that were there just a couple of months ago. The title screen background was made in the Unreal Engine. It cycles through 10 screenshots of this set to give the trees and grass a natural flowing animation. The background for the menus is also made in Unreal, but it is one screenshot. Stats or info about the current selection will be added to the right page, and in the game mode options screen, a portrait of the currently selected character will appear there too. Now on to the graphics system rewrite. It's been a while since I last talked about this system, and honestly, other than the occasional optimizations, it has not changed. What prompted this change was the special effects part of the system. It has become more unwieldy as new effects were added over time. Some effects had unique features like the crop effect that could chain with other effects, and others relied on inner workings of the rendering system, like the mirror effect. And every new effect that was added would add 100-ish lines of code to the code base across 5 different files to work correctly. For the first two problems, the solution was to merge the special functionality into the base effects so they could be used in all effects. Chaining effects was achieved by adding a next field onto the base effect that could be set to another effect, and so on. And during the rendering, all the effects will be called in the order that they are specified. The mirror effect was a bit more involved. Normally, the rendering algorithm would loop over the pixels in the image being drawn, run the effects, and blend onto the screen buffer. With the mirror effect, the rendering algorithm would get a pixel. The effect would then do some tricky math to figure out what the mirror of that pixel is and use that one instead. The mirror effect was removed for a simpler implementation. Now a transformation object can be passed into the draw function that will be able to mirror the image horizontally and vertically. The rendering algorithm would take this into account when getting the pixel in the first step, leaving the effects step for actual effects. For the last problem, I sought to use metaprogramming to remove the need to modify so many files when adding new effects. The specifics of what I did here for this change are a bit too complicated for an update video like this. Maybe I'll do an explanation video on it sometime. But simply put, metaprogramming is a style of coding that makes the compiler write the code for me, and then compiles it into the application. All of the files that use effects were replaced with variants using metaprogramming code, so now I only need to edit this one description file with the name of the effect, some variables, and a function, and the effect is automatically added to all the required locations around the engine. This change also paves the way for future features that I have planned, but those are still a bit ways off. For now, the plan is to continue adding more art into the game and getting it ready for release. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.